Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is something that I've actually wanted to do for a really long time now. I build a lot of different things on The Sims 4. I am a console player, so I don't ever have any CC or anything. So everything that I build is just using the packs that I have and the in-game items. I literally don't have CC. I wish I did, but I don't. But today I wanted to show you guys this prison build that I did. I was really super proud of the outcome. I spent 12 whole hours on this. I know that's not a lot compared to some other builders. I know like some builders spend like weeks on some stuff. When I went into this, I really wasn't looking to undertake a massive project, and I just kind of ended up doing it anyway, which is my fault. I just get carried away, I can't help it. So I decided to make a prison because we are in lockdown right now, and obviously I want my Sims to be in lockdown as well because they deserve it. So I looked on the gallery and I couldn't really find any kind of prison like this. I did look for a whole load of them, and there was a lot of like Walking Dead prisons, there was Alcatraz and all that, but there wasn't just like a big like maximum security prison on there that I could see. So I decided to build my own. Obviously I've never been to prison, so I have no idea if this is accurate, but I tried to make it as accurate as I could. I did watch a few prison documentaries and stuff just to make sure I didn't forget any sections of the prison. But yeah, so here's the front entrance. There are 2 visitation rooms for families, because I mean if your family is in here then you're going to want to visit them. A little x-ray machine to make sure that your Sims are not bringing in any contraband. This is the warden's office. I mean warden, police commissioner, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I imagine this guy to be like really pompous and up his own arse kind of. He's got all of his plaques on the wall, he's got a little picture of himself, and this is actually the only room in the entire building that has this door. All of the other doors are like facility doors, and that one is, I don't know, I wanted to like differentiate between the fact that this guy is supposed to be like the head of the prison, which is also why he's in the furthest away from all of the cell blocks. Like if anything goes down, he's so out of the way, he's so protected, he's fine. He don't give a shit. These are the visitation areas. They're actually the only part of the whole build where prisoners are allowed, where they've actually got these big windows so they can see out onto the grass, so when their family come they can see outside. I mean, I guess the prison wants to make a good impression on their families by letting them outside, well, letting them see outside. And also it has these glass windows so that security can patrol up and down and they can see if you're passing anything under the table, any contraband that you did manage to sneak in. We take security seriously here, you guys. Like, security is so serious. We're in lockdown right now and my Sims aren't getting out. I'm not allowed out and neither are they. Here's the little booking area when they first come in. This is where the prisoners go get their prison mugshot ID taken, and then they get taken to one of these holding cells here. These lines on the floor are really funny to me as well, because this is something that I got from the prison documentaries that I watched. I did watch a lot of like American ones, and I don't know if they have these in England where I live, but I saw in the documentaries that they have these lines on the floor because that's where the prisoners walk, like up one way and up the other way, so that they don't cause trouble in the corridors, which I found really interesting. And then upstairs here we have a staff area. I wasn't even going to include a staff area, but then, like I said, I fell far too down the rabbit hole. At this point I was, what, a good, I want to say like 5 hours into this build anyway, because I just got so carried away with everything. I was literally making the floor plan up as I went along and everything. I didn't plan this out at all. And so I ended up doing a whole staff area and everything. So they've got locker rooms, staff showers and toilets, seating areas. They have a little staff lounge area so that they can sit on their arses and watch TV. Also have a staff dining area. I did want to try and differentiate it from the prison dining area just slightly, so I gave them like different chairs and tables. And I also put these cute little notice boards up because in my head I'm imagining it's got the work rota on, it's got the like the holiday form and all that kind of stuff on there. So the staff have their lunch. This is the staff kitchen. I wasn't going to include a kitchen in this build, but then I don't know, I wanted it to actually be playable, and it is. I have play tested it, so I do know that it is functionable. Functionable? Is that a word? I don't know. It sounds like a word, but I'm not sure if it is a word. Who knows? Yeah, the build does function. you can actually play in it. Come out into the prison dining area, which I just wanted to keep it really plain and really uniform, and the yellow chairs match the ones outside in the yard and also in the low risk cell blocks. So I wanted to keep it all like yellow and green themed, which I did really well at, because I feel like environments like this, they're supposed to look sterile and ugly. I don't usually try and purposely make a build look ugly, but this time I did, and I think I did a really good job. There's the prison kitchen, and again there's these lines that are on the floor that the prisoners have to follow. And I was trying to find a way where I could link this section of the building over to this section of the building, because this is where all the main cell blocks are. And I built this entire section, and I was like, shit, how am I going to get this bit to go across to the cell blocks? Because I hadn't even started any of this. This was just all empty, like, at that point. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm just going to build a tunnel, just like a little glass walkway tunnel thing. I don't know. I feel like it was really effective. It really worked. I'm happy with it. I think it's a good way to get like the two buildings to link up, although it is a nuisance. There are doors and stuff into the separate buildings, but it takes a while for the Sims to walk around this building just because it is such a huge build and it is such a big lot. Outside you have a basketball court. Fun fact, the entire reason I built a prison in the first place is because I had just downloaded Get to Work, and I was so excited by all of the police stuff. I was like, oh my god, prison. When I was building this prison, I was like doing the yard, and then I was like, shit, they need like basketball or something out here, because all prisons have basketball. I mean, that's just me generalizing, but from what I've seen in like movies and stuff, prisons have basketball. So I literally had to go and download City Living as well, because I didn't have City Living up until now. So I had to go and download City Living purely just for this basketball court, which was ridiculous. I spent money on a pack just for one item, but that's just dedication to the cause. When I say I get carried away by this stuff, I get really carried away. I fell down the rabbit hole, and the build would not have been complete if it didn't have the basketball court. So it was so needed. There is a little CCTV security room. This is where they can monitor all of the surveillance. I don't know if you noticed as I've been flicking around, but there is security cameras literally everywhere in this build. So this is like another staff area. And this bit leads into the main area. This is where the main like bulk of the actual prison is. Educational rooms, because obviously prisoners need reforming too. Just because they're in prison, it doesn't mean the Sims are stupid. They need some sort of education. Like, come on. The shower room. Okay, this shower room is majority not functional. I wanted the little shower heads that just go on the wall, but I don't have. I'm pretty sure they come with a pack. I literally was looking for them. Then they're not in debug. They're not in anything. I couldn't find them, and I don't have the pack, which means the only showers in here that are actually functionable are these ones on the end, which is fine. You can actually play in it. I have done myself, but yeah, there are a few little things that are a nuisance, but they're more aesthetically pleasing that way, so I kept it like that. Laundry rooms with the detergent and stuff on the top, and a bunch of like the prison outfits on the floor. There's I'd guess like a staff office here, and another laundry room. Here is like the middle tier of the prison. My entire concept for this prison was that I wanted it to be like 3 tiers, so like lower, middle, upper. Obviously upper tier is the most high risk dangerous prisoners. This is like the middle tier, the medium risk prisoners, I guess. Like, they've committed some crimes, but they're not like the worst people in the world. And then the lower tier is like the low risk prisoners. These prisoners down here, they are actually allowed out into this I wanted it to be like a pod situation, like you see in like those kind of American documentaries and stuff, where they have like a pod and they're allowed to like roam around during the day. So yeah, that's why I had to seal the stairs off from obviously the middle tier, because I don't want just these prisoners like roaming around upstairs or anything. They are allowed out into the pod. A lot of them have different knickknacks in their prison cells, so like this guy has some letters and some postcards, a little picture of their family and whatnot, some books. The cells have like graffiti and stuff in them as well, and scrapes and stuff up the wall. I don't really use these kind of stuff from, I think it's the vampire pack. I don't use them all that often because I don't really make builds like this. I tend to make just normal houses, so it was pretty fun to like actually get to use this kind of stuff. It's pretty much the exact same layout on all of them. Some of them have 2 beds and some of them have 1. A couple of them have 3 on the upper floors, purely because I was like, I made the cells too big and I just needed to add more beds so it looked even. So I decided as well that each tier would have different bed covers. Downstairs is obviously like dark green. Up here it's obviously like a yellowy khaki kind of green, and then up here it's white. But yeah, downstairs as well we also have the solitary confinement. Now I didn't want to put this downstairs. I actually wanted to put this in the medium risk section, but it just made more sense with the actual layout of the entire build for me to just kind of shove it down here at the end, because by this point I'd got so sick of this build. Like, I had done so much. This was like 9 hours in at this point, and I was like, shit, I need solitary. So this was like a last minute add-on really, but I don't know, it turned out pretty cool as well. Like, you can see all the scrapes and stuff where they've been clawing at the walls trying to get out in here. I really love it. It's pretty much the same on both sides. Yeah, this one's got like more damage as well. A hole in the wall as well, which is probably not very appreciated by the staff at Windenburg Penitentiary, but you know, it is what it is. The medium tier is pretty much the exact same as the lower tier. They've got like personal stuff as well in there. This one's really funny because he's got like his little notebook and stuff. They're hiding their drugs like behind their books. I mean, it's not a great hiding place. You can probably see that if you walked past their cell, but I don't know. It was a nice little touch that I thought I'd add on. Just some more showers, another educational room, a prison hospital. I really wanted to include a prison hospital because I was thinking, if someone gets stabbed or something, then where are they supposed to go? Like, you can't just leave them in their cell to die. So I decided to actually make this like prison hospital, and I think I did a really good job. I wanted it to be really like uniform and sterile and like kind of icky. So I think I achieved that. I really love the green. Like, obviously I use green for all of the doors and the lights and stuff, but like the green with like the ugly linoleum, I don't know what the hell it's called, like the ugly tile floor, ugly blue bed, and these ugly like partition curtains. It just works for a prison hospital so well. And got your sanitizer and your paper towels as well, because we can't be having any ickiness in the hospital. You come all the way upstairs, and I think this is my favorite part of the prison by far, because being able to see through the top floor all the way down. I've watched like quite a lot of prison documentaries and stuff, and it reminds me of like them big, like, I don't know what they're called, like supermax prisons or something in America. I don't know. I just really love the tiered effect. Like, it's really cool. It wasn't actually that hard to do either. Like, I mean, the stairs was a bit hard to place, like to get the stairs all even. Anyway, you come up through these stairs from down here, and you come up, and obviously this section is the high risk section. So this bit is all locked off, completely locked off. Entrances and exits are completely sealed, because we can't be having these Sims running riot. This is where the craziest crazy Sims are. Each room up here is like a white padded cell, and it's just all white. Everything in here is so white and sterile, and these Sims actually, they don't have like, these ones have like the proper cell doors, but these ones have the, I think they're called the cautionary tale door, and they all have like the little alarm light over the top, because they are like on lockdown 24/7. And that's why I put like these little glass windows in the side as well, because I feel like these are the Sims that you need to keep an eye on at all times. Obviously as well, like downstairs, I did not include any security cameras in any of the cells down here, so these prisoners are pretty much free to do whatever the hell they want in their cells. But up here, there is a camera in every single cell. But I think my favorite part of up here is these corner rooms. There's actually 3 of these, and this took like a little bit of innovation from me, but I decided, like, obviously I want the same like bed from the hospital, but I put one of the hospital, I think it's a treadmill, yeah, it's like the medical treadmill. I put like that underneath it to make it look more like a sturdy bed frame. And then in the background I hung up these from the pets pack. Obviously they're like dog leashes or whatever, but in here they really work to look like restraints or something, because I feel like these corner rooms are the rooms where it's like they would take like the prisoners that really do need restraining if they're causing a scene or being violent or aggressive, or they're just like super crazy. These rooms with the restraints. So yeah, it's pretty much all the same up here. Like downstairs, all of these cells, like they don't have any personal effects in them. I decided the Sims up here aren't allowed like personal items in their cells. A lot of these Sims up here don't really have family either, so why would you have pictures of your family up here? Their family probably hate them. They probably murdered them all. Like in my head, I'm just imagining like Jim Pickens in here. This is like Jim Pickens' cell, and it's got like all of his files like outside. This is where he's ended up. Call Me Kevin has like run him into the ground so much that he just ends up here. It comes through to this little corridor. Obviously there's like a little psychiatrist's office up here. He's got all his plaques and stuff up on the wall, certifications and all that. You come through here, and then there's the stairwell, and this is just like a staff stairwell. It just leads up through this bit because I needed to figure out a way that staff and stuff could access each floor without having to use the main stairwell of the prison, like up here. Another staircase in the corner, but it works, like, because buildings like that would have multiple staircases. Obviously keeping with the yellow theme for the seats, I decided to have these yellow benches outside because I really wanted like a plasticky, icky feel to them. This build as well, I didn't actually do much landscape into it. I just placed a few dead trees, some dirt and stuff. Obviously, like I said, I've never been to a prison. I don't particularly know what a prison is supposed to look like, but in my head this is how I imagine one. But yeah, this is the entire finished build. It did take a good 12 hours. I was exhausted after this. I literally felt like I had lost the will to live. I felt like I was in prison. I know I've been in lockdown, but like, I mean, my Sims are in lockdown now too because they're in here, so we all have to suffer together. If I have to suffer, then they have to suffer too. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this. This build is actually on the gallery. It's just called Windenburg Penitentiary. My EA ID is literally just mjpixxie with 3 X's, so mjpixxxie. So yeah, I hope you'll check it out, and I will build more in the future.